In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Assalamu alaikum, friends. May peace be upon you. This is Hasnain Shafkat, your thinking friend with the stray thoughts. And today's reflection begins with a memory. In my youth, I used to visit the gym a lot. One day while preparing for a competition, I had an accident on my way there. And my right shoulder, it got dislocated. And the doctor, a very good doctor, he said that a body never forgives a surgery. So if I wasn't planning on becoming a professional athlete, surgery wasn't necessary. He said, just stick to light exercises and avoid lifting very heavy weights. So that was then. But fast forward to today, my eldest son is now at the age I was when I had the accident. And, out of the excitement, I took him to the gym. And the trainer there happened to be an old acquaintance. And I intended to hand my son over to him for training. So while at gym, I noticed a very slim, tiny young girl doing a deadlift. So out of curiosity, I checked how much she was lifting. And she had 40 kg on each side of the bar. So totaling up about 82, 83 kgs in total, including the bar itself. So those of you who go to the gym know that lifting 80 plus kg in a deadlift is no small feat, even for men. And hence that sight led me down a path of thought, as is always the case. So I started to think that as Muslims, we believe that men are superior to women. And one of the most common assumptions is that this superiority is the physical strength itself. But here I was watching women lifting weights even heavier than what I'd say many average men can manage, right? So then I began to question if women are competing with men, even in terms of physical strength, then where exactly does this idea of male superiority stand in this day and age? So some say that men are mentally superior, but when we look at the university debates, for instance, or court cases, we don't see any concrete statistics that show men dominating women in intellectual performance. In fact, women often appear equally capable, But then comes the argument of emotional or psychological superiority. So let me share a story. A very close friend of mine lost his father in his teen years, and a simple one shop that he left, it was illegally taken over by some goons or some local people. So just at the age of 17, 18, he wanted to reclaim it, of course. And some people from the market, they extended their support to my friend and said that, yes, we can support you. Come over, but you'll have to lead the fight. And there may be violence involved. So he went straight to his recently widowed mother and told her that he might have to risk his life. Her response: this is a matter of principle. It's a matter of your right. Go and fight for your right. You have my permission. So that woman, in the peak of her grief, showed immense emotional strength. And yet, when her son recently got glasses, she swelled up with tears. So, what's this? I think this is emotional balance. When it comes to the right, to a principled stance, she was very brave. And when it came to her love for her child, just seeing his middle-aged son in glasses made her cry. So nothing there. Then I thought that perhaps maybe men are superior intellectually. After all, we've heard interpretations from the Quran suggesting that a woman's testimony counts like as half, But when I studied, I think it was verse 282 of Surah Baqarah, and also read Tafsirul Manar. So I realized that this isn't about intellectual deficiency. It's about practical involvement. In that era, women weren't typically involved in financial transactions. So the Quran advised that if two women are witnesses, then one could help the other recall the event in case of forgetfulness, right? So it wasn't an issue of lesser intelligence. It was just that women in that era, and generally also, are not that well versed with how the legal matters or the financial matters of the world work. Not well, perhaps not nowadays, but by then, at that time, definitely that was the case. So, what about the hadith that says that women are naqisul aql, and the idiomatic expression that we have translated, for example, in English, is like deficient in reason, right? But here, language matters and context matters. In Arabic, naqis comes from the verb meaning to reduce or to take away. And aql refers not to intellect, but to worldly engagement. So the hadith may mean that women are allowed to be less involved in worldly affairs, not that they are less intelligent. And mind you that a lesser involvement in the worldly affairs is not allowed for men. They have to go out. They have to win the bread for their family. So it's not allowed to them, but it is allowed to women, and that is what naqisul aql means, according to many scholars of the Arabic language. So now let me draw your attention actually to a very, very powerful example. Our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam married a working woman, Hazrat Khadija radiyallahu ta'ala anha, a successful businesswoman at her time, a very successful trader at her time. And if working women were wrong, would our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have done it? Before marriage, he even worked for her. He even worked hand in hand with her in trade, right? So, if we believe women are less capable in the worldly sense, then why do we have examples like in our country, like examples like Benazir Bhutto, whom very, very few men in this country could match intellectually? And it's not a political statement. I think everyone will agree to it. So look around today. Women are leading in poetry, law, government, even the military, and much more. And they're not only participating, but they are excelling too, And so if we claim that men are superior in worldly matters, it doesn't seem accurate anymore, But here's where the realization hit me. In the realm of prophethood and in sainthood, we see exclusively men. Only one woman is famously recognized as a saint, Hazrat Rabia Basri. And it's narrated that Hassan al-Basri proposed to her. And she replied, "Have you ever seen a man marry another man. So she meant that she saw her soul as masculine, as a spiritual being. So this reveals something profound to me. The superiority granted to men is not physical, it's not mental, it's not emotional, it's not worldly, it's purely spiritual. And if a man uses this perceived superiority to dominate women in worldly matters, that's not righteousness, it's ego. Simple, plain ego. So, women and men should not be in competition with each other, as women and men are, as humans, our capabilities, our mental, emotional, intellectual capabilities are individual. One man may be stronger than another, and one woman may be smarter than a man, So who really is superior in the realm of the world, right? So the real purpose of a man is what I thought, or what occurred to me was that the real purpose of a man, even in this world, is spiritual development. Competing with women over worldly things is pointless. A man should focus on who he was yesterday, who he is today, and who he wants to be tomorrow in spirituality, in spiritual terms. And women too must understand their own value. I speak to my mothers, sisters, and daughters who are staunch followers of Islam, and who have their iman in place, that you may feel disheartened that the Quran talks about like so many virgins, rivers of milk, honey for men, and nothing for women there, right? But please remember, the Quran says you will have whatever you desire in paradise. When the Quran speaks of men, it does so in the context of battle, survival, hardship, a very crude sensibility there. But women, they're spoken of with beauty, with privacy, with grace, with elegance, like a precious gem wrapped and hidden in a velvet. They're not displayed, not because they are lesser, but because they are precious. I mean, even men, you see, will flaunt power, car, bikes, muscles, But when something is truly valuable, man or woman, you protect it. You don't put your most precious diamond on the street. You lock it away with care. And Allah did the same with women. He protected them with modesty and with grace. So no, the Quran is not written only for men. It simply speaks about women with more reverence, with more delicacy, with more grace, with more dignity. And even, what to talk of Quran only. I was just reading the other day. There was in the Greek history, there appears a princess who, when she retired, used to retire to sleep in her own private room. She did not allow any maids to come in and dress or change her, and she used to change herself, her clothes herself, and while doing so, she would extinguish the lamp so that even she could not see herself in that natural condition while she was changing clothes. So this is a modesty that is embedded in the spirit of women inherently. So to conclude, a man's duty is to work on his spiritual growth. A woman's duty is to guard her beauty, her modesty, and the path to both is modesty, is haya. Haya is the ornament of both men and women. Thank you very much for bearing with me, and inshallah, I'll see you again in the next episode. Thank you very much. Keep on thinking and be happy, please. Khuda Hafiz.